Elon Musk, you may have illegally seized power over the financial payment systems of the United States Department of Treasury, but you don't control the money of the American people. The United States Congress does that.
Our next guest, Democratic Congressman Jamie Raskin of Maryland, says he has a new legal theory for how Americans can sue Elon Musk. Congressman Raskin joins us now.
Welcome, Congressman. I'm loving this theory. It's very interesting take. Explain it to us, how citizens can sue Elon Musk and Doge, and how 18 U.S. Code 1030 can be applied.
So the first thing to understand, Michael, is we are winning in the courts. And people need to understand that. Judge Gia Cobb in the District Court in the District of Columbia just halted their efforts to out thousands, I think 6,000 FBI agents across the country for their involvement in prosecuting January 6th. Judge Kolar Kateli shut down the raid on the Treasury Department. And so the courts are doing their job. I've been at rallies all week because, you know, a rally a day keeps the fascists away. But it was bugging me that these guys, Elon Musk's, you know, midnight fascist crew of teenagers and 20-somethings, have been able to access everybody's computer data in the country. And that's why a lot of the courts are getting involved. But it was killing me because I wanted to spend some time with the statutes. And so this weekend, I've been looking in the statutes, and one of them, which is getting to be in contest now, is called the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act of 1986. It was actually pushed by Ronald Reagan, who at Camp David had seen the movie War Games and got very concerned about the security of government computers. And he, with Congress, pushed for a statute to make it a crime to on an unauthorized basis to obtain other people's information and then distribute it. And there have been tons of criminal prosecutions on that. But if you read the statute, there's also a private right of action. So if you are a citizen, and you can integrate this with taxpayer privacy data statutes, if you are a citizen whose private data has been compromised through a breach of government computers, you can actually sue for damages. So what I'm thinking about, and talking to you know, my friends at Democracy Defenders and other lawyers about, is could there be a nationwide class action lawsuit to follow up on last week's victories against Musk, against the Trump administration for this breach in computer security and the data of all American taxpayers? It could be a class action suit on behalf of all Americans. If the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers want to opt out and they don't want their part of the money for the contamination of their data, fine, they can opt out. But really, it's a suit on behalf of everybody because that's our information. It doesn't belong to Elon Musk or his little midnight crew. It belongs to the people, and the government has to hold it in trust. Now, there's specific statutes which say that information can only be accessed for tax purposes, for the purposes of the internal revenue system, and for no other purposes. What are they using that information for?
When you do that.
Thank you. Thank you for the free education. I mean, what's interesting to me is the Nobody Elected Elon Musk Act that you and your colleagues are putting forward. It's one of several pieces of legislation promoted by Democrats to try to hold Elon Musk accountable. Here's the question. Have any of your Republican colleagues showed any interest in joining you in this effort toward accountability?
No, at this point, they're either, you know, out there cheerleading for Elon Musk, or more and more of them are getting real quiet because they see the public does not like this. The public does not like the idea that a guy who would not even be constitutionally eligible to run for president is acting as president. A guy who, if he were president, would be impeached immediately because he's taking billions of dollars in foreign government emoluments from all over the world. And some people have actually been talking about impeaching President Elon Musk right now, on the theory that he's usurped the powers of the presidency. So I think a lot of the Republicans are just going to wait and see which way this goes. You know that there are a lot of very right-wing MAGA Republicans like Steve Bannon who are completely opposed to Elon Musk and what he's doing. Bannon has called him a truly evil person, and Laura Loomer has warned of what they're trying to do in terms of creating a techno-state monarch in the new century. Obviously, Elon Musk has much bigger plans than Donald Trump, who, we know just wants to become the richest person in the world and get all the attention. But Elon Musk would really like to completely overthrow our system of government and move us into some kind of techno monarchy under the geniuses of Silicon Valley.
I find it fascinating that in all of this, no one's really leveled up the fact, you just touched on it, Congressman, that Elon Musk is a government contractor, right?
Spending billions of dollars.
It's billions of dollars of government 18 plus individual contracts with the U.S. Why aren't we exposing those people? What's in those contracts? Because DOGE is not going to look at those contracts.
Yeah. Well,
so why doesn't Congress say, look, okay, Mr. Musk, we want to call you in and have a conversation about your contracts, because you are a federal contractor. You can be a special purpose, whatever. In other words, how does Congress deal with someone like Musk, who, as you noted, is using the White House, the authority given to him by Donald Trump? It all flows back to Trump, by the way. But he's using that to push out and basically dismantle our government. And it's seemingly he's getting away with it. And Congress is kind of like, well.
No, he's not getting away with it. I mean, he is getting brought down, cut down to size every day in court, whether it's at the Treasury Department, FBI, with the Department of Justice. And the reality is that he is a huge government contractor. He collects billions of dollars from the U.S. taxpayers, and he has an obligation right now under federal legislation to file his ethics disclosure forms. And we haven't seen those ethics disclosure
forms. Are there conflicts there between what he's doing and his contracts?
There are radical conflicts of interest. For example,
then suspend the contracts.
Well, there we go. I mean, the problem is the executive branch right now is not enforcing that process, but we are going to have to make them do it through the judicial branch and by Congress. But there are radical conflicts of interest. He is overseeing his own government contracts. He keeps talking about waste, fraud, and abuse. How about the waste, fraud, and abuse that was being investigated with Elon Musk in China by AID, which led him in his, outrageous destruction of foreign aid, which is coming back to haunt U.S. foreign policy.
Now you know why, folks, he's going after USAID, because USAID was calling him out.
Well, today, Donald Trump called Elon Musk a liar. He couldn't do it himself. He couldn't do it himself because he's afraid of Elon Musk. So you will be surprised to discover how far down the chain of command Donald Trump had to go to find someone to call Elon Musk a liar. And that happened on a day when Clarence Thomas decided to disgrace himself publicly once again by going to the Oval Office to do the swearing in of Donald Trump's Attorney General, Pam Bondi. Now, have Supreme Court justices participated in swearing-ins of that sort before? Yes. However, no president of the United States, in his first week in office, decided by his own hand to write out a provision of the United States Constitution, to simply write out, cross it out, birthright citizenship. Clarence Thomas knows that all the litigation that will come from that is coming to him. Clarence Thomas knows that the Oval Office he walked into today houses a president who believes he can simply strike lines from the Constitution. Clarence Thomas knows that the Justice Department that Pam Bondi will be running will be defending that action in the United States Supreme Court. He knew He went into a room of Supreme Court litigants today where he should not have been. But Clarence Thomas apparently believes there is no depth of disgrace that he cannot willingly fault to for Donald Trump. And so he added that disgrace to his public record today. And today, the 16th day of the Trump presidency, Donald Trump called Elon Musk a liar in writing. Donald Trump didn't do it himself because he's no doubt counting on Elon Musk to take care of many of his personal debts, including the $83 million that he owes to E. Jean Carroll for her successful lawsuit against him, and the $500 million he owes to the state of New York because of Attorney General Letitia James' successful lawsuit against him. So, when the day came that the Trump team had to call Elon Musk a liar publicly and in writing, who was the brave Republican who stepped forward and said, "Boss, I'll do it"? It wasn't any of the cabinet members who have already been confirmed by the Senate. The person who got the assignment today in the Trump administration to call Elon Musk a liar publicly is Jonathan Blum. He's a former lobbyist for the banking industry and is now a political appointee at the Treasury Department, where he worked during the first Trump presidency. He has a mid-level job with the title Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary in the Office of Legislative Affairs. What that translates to is he is a lobbyist for the Treasury Department, a lobbyist with Congress. Working on legislative affairs in the Treasury Department means that he has to keep in occasional touch with the Senate Finance Committee staff and the House Ways and Means Committee staff on legislative matters involving the Treasury. Absolutely nothing meaningful happens at Jonathan Blum's level of the Treasury. He might not even get to speak to the Chief of Staff of the Senate Finance Committee, just the lower-ranking staff. Anything of significance that the Treasury Department needs to say to the Senate Finance Committee is said by the Treasury Secretary. And so when Senator Ron Wyden, who has served as chairman of the Senate Finance Committee and now in the minority serves as the top Democrat on the Senate Finance Committee, which is still a very powerful position, in a committee which has jurisdiction over the United States Treasury, when he writes to the Treasury Secretary is supposed to respond. Senator Ron Wyden wrote a letter of complaint to the Treasury Secretary about Elon Musk taking control of the United States Treasury, taking control of the actual payment mechanisms in the United States Treasury, something no Treasury Secretary has ever actually seized control of. Senator Wyden got a reply letter today that the Treasury Secretary himself, Scott Bessent, who should be impeached and won't be for allowing Elon Musk to violate the integrity and security of the United States Treasury, was afraid to sign. Treasury Secretary was afraid to sign this letter. The letter says that Elon Musk's band of unnamed computer operators, quote, will have read-only access to the coded data of the Fiscal Services Payment System. Read-only access? Really? Does Elon Musk seem like a read-only guy to you? Does Elon Musk seem like someone who would accept read-only access anywhere? Or someone who wants his hands on the controls? Elon Musk says he has much more than read-only access. Last weekend, when we first learned of Musk's raid on the United States Treasury, where he was seizing the controls after a Treasury official was removed from his job on Friday by the Treasury Secretary so that Musk could do whatever he wanted to do. Elon Musk wrote at 1:52 a.m. on Saturday that he, quote, discovered, among other things, that payment approval officers at Treasury were instructed always to approve payments, even to known fraudulent or terrorist groups. That is, of course, a deeply pathological lie by someone whose commitment to public lying is as consistent and strong as Donald Trump's. And then, a little more than 24 hours later, on Sunday morning at 3:14 a.m., Elon Musk said the Department of Government Efficiency team is rapidly shutting down these illegal payments. That is not read-only access. That is exactly what provoked United States senators like Ron Wyden to demand an investigation and an explanation in writing from the Treasury Secretary. And what Senator Wyden got from someone several rungs down from the Treasury Secretary was, first of all, the insult of not getting a reply in writing from the Treasury Secretary himself. And believe me, that was deliberate. Within the protocols of the Senate and the Treasury, that was a very deliberate insult by the Treasury Secretary in reaching so far down below him so that he could force Jonathan Blum to sign a letter saying that Elon Musk was lying about shutting down payments at the Treasury, that Elon Musk just has read-only access. So what is the truth? What access does Elon Musk actually have? And the answer is, and it always will be, we have no idea. There's no reason to believe Elon Musk because he's an inveterate pathological liar, as he has demonstrated on virtually a daily basis for the last few years. And there's no reason to believe the Treasury Secretary or the utterly powerless Jonathan Blum. So tonight, we don't know what access Elon Musk has in the United States Treasury. What we do know is that the correct amount of access, the legal amount of access for Elon Musk in the Treasury is exactly zero. He is not allowed by law to read anything in the possession of the Treasury that isn't already public information. And since the news emerged of Elon Musk's invasion of the Treasury, Donald Trump, who it seems is very afraid of Elon Musk, is sitting idly by as Elon Musk has moved on to invading Medicare and Medicaid. That's right. Elon Musk now has access to all of your Medicare information. Elon Musk now has access to every medical service Medicare and Medicaid has ever provided for you or anyone in your family or anyone you know. The Treasury letter about Elon Musk does not say whether Elon Musk has copied all of the Treasury Department's data on every taxpayer in America and all of that data on Medicare and Medicaid. That's a question that senators want answered. Has Elon Musk made copies of Treasury data and other government data? That's the question everyone in the country wants answered. And there is no answer to that question in Jonathan Blum's letter. And remember, if anyone in the Trump administration like Jonathan Blum does try to tell you tomorrow or the next day that Elon Musk has not copied all of the Treasury Department's data on every taxpayer in America, there is no way to verify that. We will never have a way to verify that.